Actually, you just mentioned it, so it's.
Right, yeah, so I guess I mentioned it first.
Okay. I'm going to talk about it a little bit when we get to officially going here, but I just submitted an article to Tricycle and Lion's Roar on an urgent basis because we've so many Sangha are unfortunately suddenly in the position of having to do what we always do, of have online sittings, and they're not sure how to do it. Some are trying to have online retreats like we do, and so I wrote an article. I've been in contact with several groups and trying to get them set up, and also wrote an article, generally some pointers based on our years of successes, and you all know the mistakes. So we've learned a lot. We're still learning. Okay, we'll start. Let's be quiet for a few minutes. I'm going to finish my dusting, and then we'll get started, okay? By the way, don't forget Grace Shireson tomorrow. That's a big thing for us. I'd love to get as many people as possible to be there. Don't want to ask some folks. I don't think anyone has to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning except for me. But now, a couple of people who usually sit with us here in Scuba, like there's Hoshi, better known as Yakshim, and Danny's supposed to be around here somewhere. I hope she's able to get on. And Ms. K, hopefully, even though they're here in Scuba with me, they're all sitting from home today. Well, Yakshim, you used to do this when you were in Mexico. You'd suddenly pop in. And here I could almost, if I got in my car, I could be at your place in about 5 minutes. Can you hear okay, Yakshim? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear. Everybody else can hear okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear. Okay, only Yakshim. And he's, oh, okay, Yakshim. There she is, Danny. Well, it was a cold and wet and windy day here anyway. It would not have been a good day for you to bicycle over here anyway, so. As long as we have a couple of minutes, anybody have any questions about Zazenkai or anything I can address while we're here? If anybody has a question, anything at all you're always wondering about?
Is that a coffee, Jindo?
It is my coffee. I know I'm more of a coffee than a Zen tea fellow.
Big one, huh?
Coffee is one of the few vices I can still have that my age and the precepts allow. Everything else is gradually have slipped away with the years, but I can still have my coffee. Okay, we'll get started. Well, hello, everyone. Of course, the first thing we will do is we dedicate everything that is happening here, all our sitting, to all the people around the world who are ill or have someone close to them who are ill, not only with the coronavirus or the flu, but all things. It's lovely that we can all gather like this. You may notice that Yakshim and Danny, and I think Miss Kay is out there, who are usually with us right back here. Well, they still are in my heart, but they're just right here in Scuba because this is our flattened, it's flattened the curve, I believe, sitting in which we're just avoiding unnecessary getting together in order to avoid some people say there would be a rush on the hospitals. If we can slow this thing down, it's just going to save some lives. So your sitting today is actually saving someone's life somewhere. I always tell you we're all connected. Somehow, somewhere, you may make a hospital bed available for someone today. So it's unfortunate that so many Sangha Buddhist groups have been forced suddenly to cancel all their events. And I've had the sad experience, but at the same time, very proud of who we are, of showing several Buddhist groups how to get online, how to conduct their Zazen, and even retreats, learning from our successes and our many years of mistakes, telling them some pointers about how to get online, organize a retreat, even do oryoki online, just the kinds of things we do. And I just even submitted an article to Tricycle, offering to help any Buddhist groups that can learn from us. You folks have been the guinea pigs over the years, so so glad to have you here. Today, we're just sitting as we always sit, but I want to keep one message here because so many people are worried. And Onkai, don't sneeze. Wait, in the arm, Onkai, Onkai. Everybody, no, I think we're okay, okay. We hope you're doing well, okay. But we're just going to sit as we always sit, but I do want to keep one message of hope here, okay? Be hopeful. Let us cheer and a good attitude and not letting this defeat us and not panicking and being strong. It's important. So we're sitting here and we're sitting to be grateful for all of it and being grateful for being together. And, you know, of course, I'm going to talk more about something like that later. Okay. So if you've been here before, you know what to do. Wait a second. If you've been here before, you know what to do. If it's your first time, just follow along. Are we ready to go? Okay.
The heart of the perfection of great wisdom, Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, awakened one of compassion in Prajnaparamita, the deep practice of perfect wisdom, perceived the emptiness of all five conditions and was free of suffering. O Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form. Form is precisely emptiness, emptiness precisely form. Sensations, perceptions, formations, and consciousness are also like this. O Shariputra, all things are expressions of emptiness, not born, not destroyed, not stained, not pure, neither waxing nor waning. Thus emptiness is not form, not sensation nor perception, not formation nor consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, nor object of mind, no realm of sight, no realm of consciousness, no ignorance, no end to ignorance, no old age and death, no cessation of old age and death, no suffering, nor cause or end to suffering, no path, no wisdom, and no gain, no gain. Thus bodhisattvas live this prajna paramita with no hindrance of mind, no hindrance, therefore no fear, far beyond all delusion. Nirvana is already here. All past, present, and future Buddhas live this prajna paramita and realize supreme and complete enlightenment. Therefore know that prajna paramita is the sacred mantra, the luminous mantra, the supreme mantra, the incomparable mantra by which all suffering is clear. This is no other than truth. Therefore set forth the prajna paramita mantra. Set forth this mantra and proclaim gate, gate, paragate, parasangate, bodhisoaka. Hanya Shingyo. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. In reciting the heart of the perfection of great wisdom sutra, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha, honored one, the historical Buddha and teacher, and to those ancestral teachers, Eihei Dogen, honored one, Hoji Seizan, honored one, all successive honored ones up until Zuigaku Rempo, honored one, and Gudo Wafu, honored one, and to all other honored ones throughout history, male and female honored ones, whose names have been forgotten or left unsaid. We also dedicate these efforts to the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, to all awakened ones and teachers in all places and times. We especially seek tranquility and well-being for all creatures now suffering or ill in health. May they be serene through all their ills. May their lives be at peace and wisdom pervade the darkness of ignorance. We dedicate our hopes and aspirations to all victims of war and violence and natural events, to the injured and to all families touched by these tragedies, to the healing of hatred in all countries and among all peoples, to the wisdom and compassion of our world leaders, to the peace of the world and harmony of all beings. Thus let the harmful effects of words, thoughts, and actions be dispelled, and compassion bloom in perpetual spring. May we all realize and live the enlightened way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time. All Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha Prajna Paramita.
Zazen? Get hit. will have Zazen and a little talk. Can everyone hear okay? There's an old Zen koan that I'll modernize a little, but it says that when Tom catches cold, Mary sneezes. Of course, Mary is not Tom, but the point of the story is that we're so interconnected that really Mary is Tom, and Tom just another face of Mary. We don't realize that, but it's true. But maybe this week, with all that's going on, we really get a sense of that interconnection. Our sitting a little bit apart today might have no noticeable effect on most of us, but it may save someone in our community who may know someone in the next town, who may know someone, for me, that would be Tokyo, who's going to get on a plane to fly to New York, who may sneeze and change the world. So maybe it's saving one person or 100 people, who knows, from a hospital bed. Maybe it's opening a hospital bed because someone won't be sick. A hospital bed that will be available for someone who really needs it. So you see, you're sitting here, wherever you are, really does reach across the whole world. We really realize it this week, don't we? And we tend to think of that virus as the enemy right now. And it is. It's very scary. It's doing its thing. But that thing that that virus does is not really what we want it to do. But, you know, I actually, deep in my heart, think that it's somehow all okay. The virus is not the enemy. There's a face of Buddhism where we don't have an enemy in this world because we're just this world, you know. This world cannot be an enemy to itself. And we are just this. I know that may sound as strange as Tom and Mary, but let me try to tell you what I mean. Some people think that, old Jundo, he's kind of a down-to-earth guy. He doesn't believe in a lot of hocus pocus hooey. Kind of a skeptical guy, believes in science. It's true. But that doesn't mean that I don't know some wondrous things about this world that we don't realize. You see, I trust and I'm grateful to this world. And I know deep, deep down from the heart of Zazen that it's okay somehow. You see, we think about who we are all wrong. There's some very strange fact that you must face. And that is that you were born at all. That, by all logic, should not have happened. At least not as we presently think about this universe. There's no reason that everything just came together to be you. Who needed you in this universe? Universe could have gotten along just fine without you and me, I assure you. But yet here we are. That's very strange. I can't claim that I fully understand it. But I know sometimes that if you find yourself for no explainable reason suddenly alive in a rowboat with an oar in your hands on a river, you don't know how you got there, you don't know where that river came from or where it's going, but you just suddenly opened your eyes from nowhere, and there you are sitting in a boat with an oar. What do? You row. Just head down that river. That's our life. Don't know how we got in this boat. Not going to claim to know everything about it. I got my suspicions that the boat and the river and the banks and the sky above are one great thing, and that's just us and it and all of it. But here we are for a while in this damn boat. Keep it afloat as long as you can and head out. And every once in a while, if you get in the white water, it gets a little rocky. And someday when your boat springs a leak, well, there's no reason you should have been here in the first place. So it's okay. There's no reason for any of it except, wow, it's wonderful. Let it go where it goes. So what I want to say is sometimes we just have to trust, be grateful, wink at this universe and say, whatever you're doing, whatever got us here, thanks for the trip. That's right now when things like this happen. Don't be afraid of that virus. There's some logic to it. I know it deep in my heart. What can I compare it to? I was thinking about this. You know, all those forest fires we're having around California and places like that, we're so upset about that. Why? Because we resisted the forest fires for so long. I mean, they let the growth, the overgrowth happen. And finally, one day nature said, enough's enough, time to burn. The forest needs to burn. The forest needs to burn. Somehow this virus needs to do its thing. I don't know what it does. Some part of evolution, I don't know. There's some, we are human beings, if you look in your DNA, because of countless generations of viruses that have come before that have somehow left something in your DNA. I'm not a scientist. I'm talking off the top of my head right now, but I'm telling you, this earth has a logic to it that is not just what meets the eye, I think. And, we got Doshin there, the great global warming opponent. I am too. I think we're rushing things along here. We should take better care. But I want to tell you something. This planet has heated and cooled and heated and cooled. I was just listening yesterday to a podcast about how we wouldn't be human beings unless we'd learn to run. And we only learned to run because the climate changed. And the climate changed because a million years ago, there was some kind of global cooling, I think, at that time. Does that mean that global warming's a good thing? And we should, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying this earth does its thing sometimes. The river does its thing. And our job is to go along for the ride. That's what we're doing right now. So I don't like this virus. I don't like forest fires, and I don't like global warming. Don't get me wrong. And I think if we can find a vaccine for this virus, maybe that's the planet finding a vaccine too. If we can stop global warming, that's the planet. Since we're the planet, our stopping global warming is also the planet stopping global warming. And I think if we can manage our forests better, that's pretty smart too. But I say a certain part of us must yield and say that this is the world doing its thing. We are this world, and it's not always in our control. So let's yield. Let's go along with it. Just a little bit. Enjoy the ride. Let's sit. We will now recite the verse of atonement and the 4 vows. Danny, can you turn on the lights? I forgot you're not here. Sorry. Okay, I'll do it.
All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind. Now I atone for them all. To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable.
Well, Danny and Yakshim, I said you're not here, and that was not true at all. That was you. I just bowed to over here. Your cushion is there as always, and the rest of you, you're here too, and we're all in your room, so it's kind of crowded. We got a couple of people I know in Italy and China who are actually in quarantine. At least you have a lot of time for Zazen, I guess. And the rest of you, remember, Gasho, don't touch the face, wash the hands, and cover when you sneeze, then wash your hands again. Okay, guys, see you later. All right. Remember, Grace Shireson tomorrow. Like a big turnout if you can. Grace Shireson. For you guys in Japan, it's like god awful time, but you're excused. But everybody else, come on in. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Hey, Jindo.